Hey guys, I'm S. Dan Wolf, welcoming you back to the channel. Very, I'm just very appreciative of the pace of these updates. I think they are wonderfully stacking on top of one another. It's like every update that we get is it's just like building upon all of the requests that we've asked for, most of the requests that we've asked for. What a turnaround. What an exceptional turnaround from, I think all of us have at one point or another admitted the very kind of rocky, lackluster start. I think anybody that is still saying I'm holding out and I'm not playing this yet, I think they're doing themselves a huge disservice with not trying it at this point. We're 5 days away from update 4, and we're just in for a host of game changing, just game changing updates, restaurants, so much that's being packed into this. Changelog is going to be huge. And I just think that we're in such a good, it's such a healthy state right now for Planet Coaster 2. I think the developers are really firing on all cylinders. They're hitting their stride. They're knowing what's important. They're really engaging what's important to us. I think they're listening to feedback more, arguably, than they ever have. I think that this is just the beginning. We look at it as like they've not really even given us DLC yet. This has all just been them grinding out, working on the game, an incredible pace, getting these updates once a month, once every 30 days, arguably, every 36, 37 days. I just think it's a wonderful set of circumstances we find ourselves in. Like, with respect of this could have pivoted a totally different way, if you get what I'm saying. This game was, a lot of people, after those first 30 days, after that launch, a lot of people were counting this game out, writing it off, saying, it is not the spiritual successor to the original Planet Coaster. It is a blight to the spirit of Planet Coaster, not the sequel that a lot of people were looking for. And I just think that is 100% not the case now. Didn't necessarily think that was the case in the beginning either. I was one of the ones that was, kind of at the forefront of championing, giving them more time, letting them get in, let them kind of feel this out. They know what we expect of them. They know what they need to do. Incredibly talented team involved. And I think the talent is showing. I think the talent of the team is starting to flex. Well, like I said, 100% can't wait to see that first beefy DLC. We know they made a promise to everybody that before any DLCs happen, they're going to get the game in a acceptable, playable state. And I think we're there. I think we're definitely getting there. I think by summer, that roadmap, once I believe July, August is revealed, could possibly be getting our first DLC. I think it's important for us to get the DLCs sooner than later, just from a pure revenue standpoint. Being able to show, I know it's like really taboo that we hate the word shareholders or /investors, but I think it's important because that's just, it is what it is. It's a business. It's not a charity. I think it's going to be important for them to show investors. You got to figure it's not just all little dweebs like us. It's very large corporate investors that the executive team has to present to. And I think that the more they can present to those investors that, hey, we're turning this around, player engagement is at an all-time high. The first DLC we offered in, let's just say, end of July, end of August, is selling very, very well with the player base. We've got a long pipeline of DLC and, of course, post-launch support, as long as we have your support. And, I think hopefully the investors are, familiar with the genre and the long form, the long haul type of burns that these games are. You typically, you don't make your money back in the first 6 months. It's a growing genre. It pulls people in. It keeps them spending for years via free updates and paid updates. I think to be an investor in Frontier and Planet Coaster, they are not a fly-by-night studio that, pumps out a game, pumps out a bunch of microtransactions, with respect to this, and then they move on to the next one. This is it's a title that, even if you look into their financial records, the wording is, it's a title that is nurtured long form. Years are planned out for Planet Coaster 2 and the content and the revenue that will come in 2028, 2029, probably going into the early 2030s. You got to figure 2030 is only 5 years away. The game's not even been out a year yet. We could arguably still be receiving Planet Coaster 2 content in 2030. So I think the investors, hopefully they realize that. Hopefully they realize there's a lot of, return on investment to be made with this game. And, that's just my 2 cents. I'm welcoming Update 4. I'm really excited to get in here and try out the restaurants because, as you all will know, Grizzly Gulch is severely needing a restaurant here. But if you've made it this far in the video with my yapping, let me go ahead and show you a couple other little things. And you might notice the country fair is gone, and that is because we have created a new land for you, the Enchanted Forest. This is kind of going to entail what you guys had talked about of needing. I would look at it as like bringing the park back to theme park, bringing the park to Wilderness Springs, shade, a place to cool off, small kids section. And I just think that this is just gonna work out so much better than my little crusty, janky country fair ideas we had. This is kind of loosely based off of, Dollywood had a land like this. It was called Dreamland, and it was like a smaller kiddie, just a smaller area for the little ones and a place to cool off amongst the concrete and the thrill rides. And I just think this little area is going to work out so cool when we're done. The new flat ride that's coming, the Sizzler, I think that has to have a space in this. I've brought in the giant weeping willow that kind of it's growing right on the other side of the bridge along this creek, and I have it all lit up for night. And I think this is just going to be a wonderful new Wilderness Springs experience. Don't really have a lot of time lapse, guys. That I don't think time lapse as far as Wilderness Springs. I don't know if that's going to work for us anymore, because it's like somebody said, with the park being, like 120,000 pieces now. I'm still building okay in the park, but when I try to record, I'm getting a lot of hard crashes. So I don't know if it's maybe just my rig. It might just be my CPU problem on my end. But when I try to use, of course, I've not tried Shadow Play. My buddy Shadow Phoenix, he recommended about a week or so ago to stop using OBS. He's like, dude, just use Shadow Play. You'll thank me later. So I've got Shadow Play downloaded, and I might try the next time we're in here building to capture some footage with Shadow Play and see if it crashes out to the desktop or, like I said, crashes me out to the blue screen. When I'm just sitting here building on Saturday, like I was, getting the entrance ready for Enchanted Forest and, and placing a lot of this stuff, no OBS recording, I was fine. I played for about an hour and 48 minutes, like hour and 45 minutes, and no crashes at all. Got a lot done. And when I turn OBS on, the crashes start. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to try Shadow Play because I know you guys love seeing the process, and time lapse is just a part of this. You guys absolutely love seeing the design come to life from the ground up. But yeah, I apologize. I just couldn't get any recording. It kept crashing on me, but we'll get back there. We'll try to get something figured out with that so you guys can actually see it, kind of see it grow. Another thing we've messed with, check this out, as far as Timberwolf's Revenge goes. Check it out. I've got stuff started on the exit ramp, which, man, the cues in this game, they're so tough. Like, it is so tough to make this look good. I know a lot of you guys may look at how I had to do this with the path and like you might be cringing a little bit, but it's just, like I said, it's tough. the cues in this game, like, always fight me. But we're getting there. I'm working on it, and I think it still ties in with the area pretty well. So we worked on that a little bit. My buddy Herman, he's kind of messing with kind of like trying to get me a footprint, station built for, Legend of Thunder Falls. And then I've got some ideas of how I want to kind of tweak it. I kind of wanted it to be like Splash Mountain style, where one side of the station is like rock work and the other side is kind of where everybody comes in at. So we've still got plans for that. We need to really be thinking maybe this weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on with Easter, a lot of obligations with that, like, as far as family goes. So I don't know if I have a lot of time this weekend, but haven't forgot about the dark section. Want to get that started with you guys. And one of the last things I've teased going into the beginning of the week is I know some of you all may have had a soft spot for Willow Grove, but I've got a little bit better idea. I am putting a Bass Pro Outdoor World in Wilderness Springs. So Outdoor World had come in and they made an offer on the land. And like I said, the wedding bookings were not where the resort management thought they should be. And so we're gonna bring in a little more retail. We're gonna have the the entrance right here is gonna be the old Willow Grove drive up, but I'm gonna have us a big Bass Pro sign out here, and this is just going to be another one of those kind of like touristy type of retail areas, but it's gonna be anchored by a massive Outdoor World. And I was even thinking maybe over here, maybe doing some kind of restaurant, like a chain, maybe a Longhorn Steakhouse or maybe a Cheddar's, just something over here. And, I was even thinking even facing this way inward and, maybe having some trees along the highway. but doing some restaurants as we move out through here. Maybe do like a Chick-fil-A or a McDonald's over here. You know, just something that kind of goes with the touristy type strip that we already have, you know, with the Weigel's gas station here. You've got your coffee shop, you've got your Waffle House, and then, you know, the Willow Grove shopping complex back here is essentially, you've got your anchor store of the Bass Pro Shop outdoor world. So I've got the little creek that kind of runs across the front of the store. I found this little bridge on the workshop. Somebody had that little bridge on there. I thought that was really, really cool. And yeah, so, and you know, somebody was even saying the last time when we were talking about early on, months ago, when this was going to be a shopping district out here, somebody said we needed a movie theater over here in this little section. So you can see, like, I've got this line right here, guys. This is your park edge. So that's basically, if you're new, that's as far over as we can build. I still have room to get rid of these trees and kind of push this mountain back, and we could have more restaurants and a movie theater and just, you know, more dedicated shopping over here in Willow Grove, you know, than what we have right now. And I was even thinking, you know, kind of looking at this earlier, I could even I could bring back the Willow Grove sign. And, you know, it's essentially, instead of a wedding venue, it's a shopping center that's right here, like, you know, right here near the wilderness, the resort property. So, you know, you would think that you would have things like that, you know, that would not just the in-park experiences, but retail as well, movies, restaurants, shopping, fast food, stuff like that, you know, that you think that you would see along the very, very busy part of the highway here that's directly, you know, on the resort. So, you know, that's just some kind of things I'm thinking about now that the anchor store is going in, and maybe just making this a little more believable with some restaurants to back it up. Maybe able to even do like a little water feature right here, like maybe another little set of springs, and have some fountains, you know, kind of just greeting you as you make your way in to Willow Grove. We've got plenty of parking, and yeah, and I thought, like, this little gazebo right here, I could just leave all of this as, like, you know, a nature section over here, and yeah. So that's kind of what we got going on. But yeah, update 4. I am really, really excited for it. Really, really ready to get it going. I'm ready to see what that next, like, cause you know, another on the roadmap. What is it, like February? I think is about to drop off, February or March. That'll be dropping off probably on the next Frontier Unlocked. Which is, hold on, let me pull up my calendar. So we're on the 17th, and the Frontier, probably 2 weeks away. I'd say the Frontier Unlocked will be Wednesday, April 30th. That's the last Wednesday of April and the last day of April. So probably still another couple weeks away, but it's going to be really interesting, like I mentioned, going into those summer months to see, like, are they getting closer to pulling the trigger on the first paid DLC? You know, I think that is going to be really, really interesting. Oh, another one of my buddies sent me this. He has made me a custom Wilderness Springs Railroad engine. See? Isn't that cool? I loved that. WSRR engine 504. And all the little trains are lit up. Hold on, I forget who. Hold on. I forget who did that for me. That was, we might have to go into, let's go into the workshop real quick. Huge updates coming to the workshop as well. And you know what? At the end of this video, I'll quit yapping here in a minute. Look, there's some McDonald's right there. I will run the video that Rich Newbold narrated at the end of this video, so you guys can watch it if you haven't got a chance to see that yet. They take you through kind of all the stuff. Yeah, here it is. CJ Creates. Yeah, there we go. My buddy CJ Creates had made me a custom Wilderness Springs railroad. So I thought that was really, really cool. We've got 2 different versions that are running now. And yeah, I just thought that was super cool. They've got their own. The resort has their custom trains now. And look at that. That is really, really cool. We got the black and gray trains on Timberwolf's Revenge. Looking really awesome. Such an awesome reception you guys gave me on that retrack, and kind of like that whole kind of like rebirth of, you know, Timberwolf. So that was really awesome to hear y'all's feedback. But yeah, the one thing that I'm really interested to see is what you guys think of, you know, Country Fair being gone and, you know, kind of pivoting to a new direction in, you know, Enchanted Forest. So I just think this is going to be a super, super fun area when we're done. We got the willow tree kind of glowing, kind of anchoring the land back there. You just got this little tiny, quick in and out coaster for the little ones to kind of, you know, build up their bravery to maybe tackle some of the larger coasters when they're bigger. Had this little workshop piece for a long time. Beautiful little fairy tale piece. I can't think. You guys know I love giving. I have to give proper shout outs. Let me make sure where is that? I downloaded that so long ago and finally found a spot to use it. Let's see here. I've got you guys are absolutely insane. I've got so many awesome pieces that I don't have a spot for yet, but they're coming. Like, you know, you're going to use those one day. Here's the Bass Pro Shop Bridge by Bomber. Very, very cool little bridge. But Betalina, that's my little Helter Skelter over in Grizzly Gulch. Where is that little? I know it's here somewhere. Like I said, I downloaded it. Here it is. Birdie. Absolutely wonderful fantasy building. Let's see, has Bertie done anything else? Oh, yeah. Okay, so Bertie's just done the giant hanging lanterns here lately. So, yeah, that is my favorite fantasy building to date. Big shout out to Bertie. Very, very cool. So, yeah, that is your Enchanted Forest we're working on. Got a little bit of a lighting package set up for the Springs area, because we are not a park that is going to close at 7 p.m. We're gonna leave the lights on. We're gonna have nighttime parades. We're gonna have fireworks shows. So we are gonna have a lot going on. Watch your eyeballs. And you'll also notice, look, I've brought another iteration of the creek over here. Remember, the Wilderness Springs 2.0 is all about bringing the park back to theme park. So we've got a little creek running through here. We've brought back the Palace Theater. I've retired some of yours Western pieces for right now, and look how much cooler that looks now with just the greenery in here and shade and just giving people places to cool off and hang out and just enjoy being in the park. And you know, I just think this whole area just feeds into that Wilderness Springs vibe so much better. I've converted this right here into a little seating area. If you grab your food, you can come over and eat and sit by the water, listen to the creek. You know, I've kind of got it like this big section of lagoon kind of spills underneath this platform and then rushes off down the creek. So I thought that was cool. And, you know, it all kind of looks like it's interconnected. So very, very fun with that. I've not done anything on the water park side for you guys yet, so you're not skipping out on anything on that. I did extend Grizzly Peak a little bit, brought it out a little more just so it has a little bit more path interaction over here. And actually, if you guys have noticed on some of the recent Instagram and Twitter posts, we've brought the Grizzly subtly back into the peak. So I thought that looks really, really cool. The Grizzly Peak lives again within Grizzly Gulch. And so that is, I think that sets over there really, really well. Oh yeah, let's watch that here. We'll watch them come through here. And you can see I've just kind of changed this up just a hair. Gave it a little more speed. My buddy Casey says we still need to get some block sections in so we can do 2 trains. He said, man, you got to get 2 trains running on this. And then that kind of leads them into the last bit of mine there and that last lift hill. So yeah, things are happening in Wilderness Springs, guys. I am working on it for you. I know you guys love to see these little updates, and but I am firing on all cylinders right now. We are getting some things done. I hope a lot of you guys don't hate that Country Fair's gone, but I hope you can accept that we are working on a land that I think is going to pack a lot more thematic punch than I ever could have with the Country Fair section. So yeah, I am toiling away at your new enchanted forest. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about update 4. As always, go check out Rudy's video. He's got a video. It's about maybe 15, 16 minutes long. He goes over, piece by piece, that breakdown video. Very, very informative. I listened to it on my way home from work. Rudy kind of always helps me get my thoughts together about the upcoming updates and stuff. So definitely go and check out his update video. And that's it for now. And I will hopefully catch you guys again during the weekend. Maybe we'll get some kind of other update in. But just know I'm toiling away at it and we are getting things done. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.
Heyo everyone, we'll be bringing you update 4 on the 22nd of April. We wanted to show you some of the highlights today. In this video, we'll be taking you through restaurants, pool colour customization, and workshop and franchise enhancements. We'll also take a look at the D-theme coasters for this update, the returning flat ride Scissor coming back from the original Planet Coaster. So let's tuck in and discover our upcoming features. We are so excited to bring restaurants to the game. If you want to add a restaurant to your park, you'll be able to place down a blueprint. We have one for each Planet Coaster 2 theme, but you can also create your own restaurant inspired by anything you like. To build a restaurant, you only need to place a counter from where your guests will pick up their food and add some tables and chairs. Once your restaurant is open and your guests come in, you'll be able to see them collecting their food from the counter and walk with the tray to the table. The food picked up by your guests will be based on their food tolerances. We are looking forward to seeing your dining masterpieces. We're also giving you more creativity with your pools. You'll be able to change the colour of your pool water, the pool tiles and scenery water shapes. In order to make the new colour of your pool water more or less visible, its colour strength will be adjustable. We have refreshed the workshop by adding some new elements to it. You'll be able to find featured creators directly via the in-game workshop. You'll also be able to follow your favourite ones. Once you have done so, you'll be able to keep track of their new creations as they share them directly from the My Workshop page. The most popular creations will also have their dedicated page, which will list the top most downloaded items. This could be a good starting page if you're looking for thrilling items to use in your park or for inspiration. We have also updated franchise mode and made your franchise more customizable. Along with your avatar, you'll also be able to set a banner image, pick colour for it and set a sticker from a predefined list. You'll also be able to visit top-rated parks from previous franchise leaderboards. If you're keen to discover what made them so popular, hop into them and enjoy the tour. We'll also be bringing you more standard D-theme versions of coasters for you to customise. The Valet and Nidwalden Inverted Flying and the Pearl Rides Manic Mouse. The Manta Ray and Mouse pieces from these rides can now also be used separately as standard scenery pieces. Your guests will spin amongst dazzling lights on the Scissor Flat ride. Returning from the original Planet Coaster, we have rebuilt this attraction from the ground up for Planet Coaster 2 for you to customise and for your visitors to enjoy. We've added more enhancements on top of everything we have just shown you, such as more information on rides available in the Blueprints tooltips, the possibility for coaster supports to be on paths, and more maps from career to sandbox mode. We've also adjusted various elements, such as ensuring guests don't get stuck when walking around your parks, balancing fixed prices, and providing more guidance on your set prices. We hope you enjoyed this look at some of what's to come in Update 4, releasing on Tuesday the 22nd of April. What we have shown today will be released along with a variety of fixes and optimizations. Learn more about these in the full changelog by visiting planetcoaster.com or clicking the link in the video description.